Have you watched Harry and Meghan's thing on Netflix?
Nah, I don't think I will either.
Really?
Don't really care that much.
Everyone's saying, if you don't want to be in the royal family, you don't want to be out here in that way, then you shouldn't be able to be out here in this way.
He doesn't have a job. And he doesn't have royal family funding anymore. So of course he's going to need bread.
He's going to be granted. So you're saying that they need this?
Why else would you do it? It'll get to a certain point. If you ain't got funding from nowhere, your bread's going to dry out. You can't just move to America for free. It's not Miss Our Fabulous out here. You can't just go places without bread and think.
Talk about that.
Do we have to talk about it? I don't know.
We don't, but it's interesting.
State of her. Anyway, shouldn't say that. Shouldn't say that. But anyway, I hope you're right, man.
No, word.
Yeah. What you doing, bro? Gonna get us copyrighted. What you telling me? Sam, Obaseki in the building, you know. Wait, just quickly, before we even start the video, like and subscribe, comment on the video, let us know your thoughts on what we're about to speak about. And wish Sam a happy birthday. And belated birthday.
Thank you for those of you that actually said welcome back to us.
31 years old. Big up you, bro.
Shut up, man.
It's a big age.
Shut up. First of all, thank you to everyone that welcomed us back from our hiatus because I was in Qatar, yeah. And sorry for not releasing before the new year. Sav let us down.
Okay.
And
this is not a fact. Because you didn't shout me.
Yes, I did.
You didn't? No,
that.
Stop that.
Don't do that. We said that we're going to come back full effect. We will from the next episode.
Come on.
And we actually will be on point. Because I feel like that period, we've just been, not excuses, but we've just been going with the time.
It's a wind down period over Christmas. Yeah. First of all. It's been a long year in general.
Yeah. It was actually a long year. It felt like a long year, bro.
There was definitely 400 days last year.
Yeah, no, there was still.
100%.
There was. That was like probably the first year in like 5 years that felt like it actually took its time.
100%, bro. Even like, I know certain years they'll drag. Even 2020 didn't drag.
Yeah, no, it didn't.
Like last year. I don't know why, but it just didn't drag like.
But that means we were active and we were like worky, you know what I mean? It's good, man. It's good to be active. You had a few events. I was traveling and stuff, working and that.
I was being productive.
Yeah, I was being productive as well.
Come on.
You know what I mean? But yeah, how are you?
I'm alright, bro. What did you do for New Year's?
Nothing.
Just chilled, yeah?
I'm disappointed in myself.
Why?
Because I didn't go to church.
Okay. We usually go to church for New Year's.
Normally.
Yeah?
I didn't go out.
Bring in the New Year's.
Yeah, to go into the New Year. I'm not doing that again. Because it feels good, like being in church and like praying into the new year, man. I think it's a good time to like thank God for like actually just, you know,
just life.
Yeah, and going into a new year and like praying about it and stuff. Like I think I've been at emotion. How many times I've been at emotion on New Year's? It just doesn't feel right.
Swear.
Yeah, everyone's just waving. Happy New Year! Oh, this not me. Yeah, not me. I know you was doing that though this year.
Not really, no. Well, kind of. I didn't even get to celebrate the countdown, to be honest.
What was you doing?
I went faded.
Okay.
Big up Taser and them, man. Do you know how deep? Bro, he did 3 events in one night.
Really?
Do you know how mad that is?
How do you mean?
As in, Faded had 3 events in one night.
Oh, is it? That's sick.
That's ridiculous.
That is sick.
Do you know how crazy that is?
That's a lot of...
How much bread they must be chopping.
Yeah, that's a lot of bread, but that's
effort.
You need to have a good team.
You got to have synergy with your team, bro.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to be on the same page.
What areas?
One in Camden, one in Great Portland Street. Wait, was it 3 in one night? No, there was 2. There was one the next day, on New Year's Day.
Okay.
Mad. But even, like, that's a lot, bro. 2 in one night and then one the next day.
You can do that. You'll do that.
Nah, that's nuts.
I reckon you'll do that this year.
This year, maybe not. But eventually, 100%. But not this year. This year, I'm going to look to put on 4 to 5 events, make them all lit. You get me? And then just progress the brand. You know, I realize if you haven't already, go check out Whispers.
You don't ask me to do anything for your event. Like, you don't ask me.
What would I get you to do?
A host.
Nah,
I can host your event.
It's not a host type event.
What do you mean?
It's not a host type event.
Plus, you
wouldn't know. Yeah, but it's not this like. Respectfully, yeah.
No, don't respectfully.
Hold on, respectfly.
Don't respectfully.
Right? It's not the sort of music that is at my events. You're more down the Afrobeats angle. Like if a man's playing Afrobeats, if a man's playing a dancehall rhythm, you ain't gonna have a clue what's going on.
I won't have a clue. I won't have a clue. But I don't need to have a clue. I'm just there for the vibes.
Not vibes. No, you're not.
What do you mean,
bro? Big up E. For her birthday, you sat in the corner when dancehall was playing and just looked at the floor.
That's different.
For an hour and a half.
That's different because I'd been standing up for a long time.
But that's what you're supposed to do when you're working, when you're doing hosting.
not through dancehall. I'll take that as my break. Afrobeats.
You see what I'm saying? I'm never gonna get you to host nothing.
If you don't get me to host a set or something at your events, then I'm locking it off. I promise you.
You ain't locking. You could never lock off my events.
When you get some call from the fence saying that,
what are you gonna do?
I'll do something.
What are you gonna bring in there? A goosey.
What are you trying to say?
I don't know.
You trying to say that's dangerous?
No, yeah.
You're so dumb. But I'm being serious. If I don't host one of your things, then you're not real in it. And
I'll just let you know now, though. You're not the type of host I would need for my events.
You don't. You need different hosts for different genres. You can't have a bashment host for Afrobeat set and all of these things, bro. If you want your Afrobeat set to be banging off, people vibes in with the host, I'm telling you. No, this has been coming off. I'm telling you,
yeah,
you need me in it. But I'll let you decide in it, because I'm saying now, because my price is at a good place right now, innit?
You think I'll pay you?
What do you mean? I know how much we've been making from your
events.
That's
a great joke.
You're paying me at least.
How much have I made from my events? You don't know nothing.
I've seen a lot. You're wearing a new chain, so
what?
Must be paid well.
That's from my normal job.
Ah, yeah. I know about that job. But yeah.
No, fuck that. Yeah. You see the day I've had. Certain things just don't need to be on camera.
That's so funny. That is so funny. But yeah, no, you were saying you went to Faded. What was it saying?
It's good, man.
Yeah.
Obviously brought in a new year with a gang.
I wasn't there, so obviously it weren't all the gang.
Nah, but you're not part of my gang, you get what I'm saying? You're part of our gang. Like I've got a few different gangs, you get what I'm saying? Got my school gang, I got you didn't go to my school. You would be completely different. You'd be a real man. But anyway, moving forward.
Well, I'd be wearing 2 chains.
It was a good event. I would say I was too waved to remember all the ins and outs of what happened. Yeah, but it was good.
I ain't seen you waved in a long, long time, bro.
I don't really get waved like that though. It's select events, innit? Like my birthday, New Year's Eve. Really, those are only events where I get waved.
Your birthday, that's why
it's coming up as well. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna get waved with it. That was a good wave, but I'm not gonna be in the state that I was before. That was a bad state. I'm not going to do that again.
It's going to be lit as well. I can't lie, I'm looking forward to it. Because last year, we've kind of set the tone for what it's going to be like. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That was good.
But yeah, so what did you do? You just chilled at yard? Or
yeah, just chilled at yard. Told some people to come around. Did I tell you? I told you to come on my birthday. You didn't come. Yeah. Fair enough. You're not real.
Told me with 3 hours notice.
It's all right.
It's Boxing Day.
The real ones came through. The
man had things that I already had.
The real ones came through. And I told them the same time.
Lit, man. They probably live local.
Some of them don't.
Yeah, okay.
Some of them even came at 2 coming from like Herne Hill to Kent.
Swear down. That sounds lit, man. Wicked.
In a cab as well. So that's real. That's real. So that's what I'm saying. This year I'm really starting to weed out like those people that are on that level, on this level. Like I'm telling you, bro, you gotta.
I can't lie to you. There was no way I was leaving my sister's waved in Harrow at like 2 a.m. to drive to yours. It's actually irresponsible for me to have done that.
Yeah, but it's not real, innit? And that's fine because you didn't have to drink as much.
See, that's the thing. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah. Main character syndrome.
It's not main character
you wanted
syndrome.
Me to drive drunk to your house.
No, I would have told you not to be drunk
Irresponsible.
enough. I would have told you not to be drunk
Irresponsible.
enough to be able to come at the time.
Again, it's all about you. You don't want me to go to my sister's and enjoy a Ray nephew.
No, but you can.
You don't want me to enjoy a Ray nephew.
A few drinks, but then you can come over.
In months.
Yeah, but you ain't seen me in months.
I saw you.
Am I supposed to be your brother?
I saw you the week before that.
No, but that's bollocks. No, you didn't.
Okay,
you saw me one. You saw me for an hour or so.
Yeah, just enough.
See. Weeding out, bro. They say in the Bible, fam, you weed out those ones that aren't real. No, but New Year's was calm. It was
you
calm.
Set your goals out and that
for
the year.
Yeah.
Manifestations.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. I think this year's gonna be a good year, man. Like work wise, podcast wise. I think there's you just got to be more intentional. I think that's one thing I've deeped, especially from last year as well. I was like, I spoke a few things into existence. Prayed about a few things, and it felt good because up until that point, you're like in this industry as well. Like you can actually just get by, and if you just keep on grinding, you'll do well in it. But like saying certain things like, beginning of the year, I said to the missus, I'm gonna be at the World Cup. Had no idea I was gonna be there. A few months before it, get the shout, and I'm there for the whole time. Like,
big up G.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Big up G. Like on a real, because I don't even know how that works or whatever, but the energy in the air, and she helped with that. So yeah, man, I think just speaking things into existence, speaking to the right people, and yeah, being intentional. in every instance, like even relationships wise. That's why I said like we actually need to link up more, like seriously, because it shouldn't be the podcast that the only time I see you, bro.
I hear it.
That's like poor. Like, are you a colleague or are you a friend, bro?
Shout me.
Yeah,
you
bro.
Don't shout me.
I shouted you.
You don't shout me. You shouted me once.
Okay, I'll shout you more, but you don't shout me either. And
that's a lie.
We spoke about this on the pod.
How many times have we gone to a function, or have I said to you, yo, this is happening, by the way?
Okay,
yo,
that's true.
Cool. So
okay,
whatever.
No, but
you just got short-term memory loss, brother.
Okay, no, don't do that.
Just because something hasn't happened in the last 3 months,
don't diagnose
it hasn't
me
happened ever. That's what your thing is. If it hasn't happened in the last 3 months, it's never happened before. That's your thing.
Yeah.
Pattern up.
Sorry.
More intentional.
Yeah, I'll take it back. But yeah. Apart from that, everything's been good, man.
How is the missus? Bless her.
Yeah, she's good. Yeah, it's all good. Everyone's working. We grinding. I was gonna say, have you watched the Traitors, bro?
Traitors, nah.
Traitors on BBC.
No.
You need to watch it, bro.
Is it?
It's
all these BBC things.
No.
TV license. Like
no. But you don't need one. You do need one.
You need a TV license.
You do,
bro.
Of course. You need a TV license.
I've got one actually. I forgot.
Same, bro.
Yeah.
You need a TV license.
What am I talking about?
Exactly, but exactly. So when you go on BBC iPlayer, you just say I got TV license, and you can watch it,
I've got one already.
Exactly.
Go through. Yeah.
Exactly. So
sorry. Yeah.
So it's a sick series, bro. It's basically you played Villagers and Mafias, isn't it?
Villages and Mafias.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's like where you've got 10 people, 4 people pretending to be villagers and all of that stuff.
Wait. Is that the game Mafia?
Yeah.
Bro, I played that for like only the second time a few days ago.
Yeah.
Political game.
It's amazing, bro.
No, it's a political game.
No, but that's
I'll get actually mad.
Exactly.
If I'm not Mafia and you say I'm Mafia, I'm going to get very mad.
Yeah.
I can't lie.
But imagine making that an actual series. So you've got 22 people that live together. 3 of them are mafias. And every single episode, you have to try and everyone has to decide who the mafia is. If you get it wrong, you get it wrong. But the mafias still get to eliminate a villager every night, bro. Like
when you say eliminate, like
they get to talk between themselves. They go into a separate room and say, we're going to get this guy out because he's starting to ask too many questions, this, that. It is incredible.
It's
bro.
not a reality TV show, is it?
It's reality TV, bro.
Down.
It is. I'm applying for it.
Lit,
I'm applying for it. Like, I can't lie.
That's kind of lit.
Like, it's annoying because I had like the man them know we had something similar.
Is it?
Yeah, and it's sad to see. You know when you have an idea and it's just like you guys did it really well.
Yeah.
But we're gonna pattern that soon come. But yeah, it's an amazing show. If you haven't watched it, you should go watch it. The Traitors, bro.
Traitors.
It is sensational, bro.
I need to take it in then because from what it's that game is mad.
Yeah,
and it gets very mad. I get mad. Yeah, I get very annoyed. Like
when you're a villager. Like honestly, I'm a cheat. So I'll be
you're
like,
a liar
bro,
as well.
No, I'm a liar. No, I am a liar. But if I'm a villager and you're trying to call me mafia, I actually just say vote me out. I haven't got time to convince.
Yeah.
But if I'm a mafia, it's weird because I like the game's a bit different. Like I play it differently. It's weird, man. When I'm a villager, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. We need to play that game in a group.
I can't. You know what? I start looking at people differently though. If you're too good at lying, I start wondering things about life.
Yeah.
Like my brother in Rash, you know him as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Bro, that guy is amazing at Mafia, bro. And it's worrying how good he is. You're too good at this.
But
it's
being
not
a
good.
villager and a mafia.
Just being deceitful.
Okay, but
do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's a bad trait. Like
that is so funny.
Either way, fam, we got a lot to talk about today in a short amount of time.
Have you been watching anything though? Like TV wise?
Have I been watching anything? There's one show called 1899 on Netflix, which is decent.
Don't go into it, man. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, it's all right.
Did you watch Eastenders on Christmas Day?
No, I didn't. But we're gonna talk about something to do with Eastenders.
Should have watched it, man.
Nah.
It was actually good. It almost got me back. You know?
Is it?
Honestly, they.
What happened?
Sorry, spoiler alert.
Yeah, go on.
But they did Mick.
Mick dead.
Yeah.
I swear down.
Yeah, and it was so stupid.
Everyone's got to die. Someone's got to die on Christmas.
But it's the way he died, bro. He actually went like, Eastenders is so stupid sometimes, yeah. Bro, Janine and Linda both fell into the sea in a car, yeah, and it was just obvious that was going to happen. Then they were stuck. Mick went in to save them. Saved Janine first because Linda's all saying, she's got a baby, save the baby, this, that. He brings her out of the water, yeah. I don't know why he took so long to get her to like shore, because he was on shore for time and he was just taking her to another place. These times he's now taking in deep breaths. He goes back into the water. you see Linda now coming in a different direction. She's coming in a different direction. He's gone in. She's screaming Mick. Then the music starts going. Dun, dun.
That's what you know.
And then he's gone, bro. He's gone. He's gone, bro. It's so dumb,
What
man.
is it with Eastenders, bro?
It was a funny episode, though. What's his name? Cats with Phil, bro.
That you is getting with anyone, innit?
Everyone. He's been with everyone. I feel him, though.
Big him up, but bro, not Stacey. Who was it? Flipping
Sharon.
Shirley, Sharon, Denise, Cat.
Yeah, now he's been around.
Too far.
He's been around still. But yeah, no, you were saying anyway.
Dibbled and dabbled, fam. Now that you, from Eastenders, making drill tracks.
Yeah.
It's getting feathers a bit ruffled and that.
Why though?
I think, do you know what it is? It's content, innit? You know when people say, oh, I don't like the fact that he's spitting about a certain lifestyle and he's clearly never lived it.
Is he spitting about the lifestyle though?
To be fair, I haven't really taken in the lyrics like that.
I've just
I don't
heard
know.
it. Like,
I know that, yeah.
But I've heard that it's drill, like, and he's got his arm in his like boxes and that. It's fair enough, but like, bro, he's a creative, and more time, a lot of those people that act, they've also dibbled and dabbled in like music
and doing other
a
stuff,
lot of the time. Like they'll either sing, rap, performing arts, like. So I'm not shocked, especially this generation.
There was something about like, I'm not sure, was it packs and runners or I don't know, but there was something he said where I was like, oh, okay, he's talking about that sort of stuff or whatever. I can't remember specifically, but there was one light skinned youth who raps and he was talking about it and saying, oh, I don't want to be involved in this industry anymore because clearly like you can get in it without any credentials. Yeah, which is like, I kind of hear what you're saying, but at the same time, rap is kind of expressive. It's also an art form. It's also for entertainment. It's for entertainment at the end of the day. So I can understand why he might feel that way. Yeah, he was there saying, I've done 10 years in jail and all this and all that, but you don't have to have done 10 years in jail to be a rapper.
Tell me your life story, man. Come on, man.
But it's not even just that. It's like one thing I think that is kind of regressive sometimes is that people think if you want to rap, you have to have been jail or you have to have been into badness or you have to have done this and done that. But people like Dave, for example, I think he's actively said, I've never been that guy. No. I'm just a cold rapper. Yeah, you've been around it. He's, he understands it. He's, like you said, been around it, but not actually been the person living it, which man's one of the coldest rappers we've got in the UK. Do you get what I'm saying? So I don't think it's always about having to have been through the madness in order to rap. It's never about that. But I do understand if you're going to be rapping about it, and you've never actually done it,
just be careful.
Your music also loses credibility.
Yeah, 100%, and be careful because then people will try you because that's just how life is, isn't it?
Facts.
Like,
yeah.
And yeah, if you're gonna like drill is become like the grime or like just the normal rap. Do you know what I mean? Everyone has this period. There was a time where bare Afro swing artists were coming out from every angle, and Afro swing was calm because like you can talk about anything. Drill now is like it's got obviously a connotation behind it, the lifestyle and all of this stuff. But really and truly, I haven't heard it, but I would be surprised if man's talking about all of the stuff that you normally hear on drill. Do you know what I mean? If he is, then fair enough. I think people can question it because you're not from that life and you stop acting.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's kind of what it boils down to.
Yeah.
He's a good actor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In real life, he's a good actor.
And you need to watch Traitors, man. I'm so upset that you don't watch Traitors, man. We could have been able to. I know, but just man, you should just be watching these things, fam. Yeah, I'm sure I put it in a chat and told you about it. But what else was I gonna say to you? Have you watched Harry and Meghan's thing on Netflix?
Talk about their whole. Nah, yeah. I don't think I will either.
Really?
Don't really care that much.
You know what's so interesting, and it's really sad actually, because there was a point where I felt sorry for them.
Right.
And then I felt like this documentary was a bit of, okay, maybe they want people to get into their lives and they want to be those personalities, let's say. And now he's released a book. And it's like,
what do you want, bro?
Yeah, like what's actually going on here?
What do you want?
Like the thing is, I don't make up their minds of what they want to be or whatever. And obviously everyone's saying, if you don't want to be in the royal family, you don't want to be out here in that way, then you shouldn't be able to be out here in this way. So there's two sides to it. And I don't know why, but I'm looking at it from that side of, if you didn't want to be in the public eye, in the royal family, you're doing quite a lot.
No, he is doing quite a lot.
To be
in the public eye.
Yeah.
Like, don't get it twisted. He doesn't have a job. And he doesn't have royal family funding anymore. So, of course, he's going to need bread.
He's going to be granted. So, you're saying that they need this.
Why else would you do it? Like, you know when you see somebody like an old boxer come out of retirement, he needs the bread.
Yeah.
He needs the bread.
Yeah.
Not trying to say he's an old washed up youth or nothing like that. I'm just saying that clearly, if you can hear that screaming, I don't know who that is,
that was
but they need to pattern up because I will get my money back for the studio session. I'm joking. But that's quite serious. What is that?
That sounded a bit worrying, bro. I'm not gonna check.
I'm not checking either. I'm black.
Hopefully they're okay.
Like you know them white people that go checking. I'm not gonna.
we're not doing that.
But yeah, the point I was making anyway is that it will get to a certain point. If you ain't got funding from nowhere, your bread's gonna dry out. You can't just go to move to America for free. It's not Miss Our Fabulous out here. You can't just go places without bread and think.
Talk about that.
Do we have to talk about it? I don't know.
We don't, but it's interesting.
State of her anyway. Shouldn't say that. Shouldn't say that. But anyway, I hope you're right, man.
No, word.
Either way, yeah, maybe it's just that.
I think it's a thing of him just being free and controlling his narrative, and I don't mind that because his narrative has always been told by other people, and up until like the last few years of when he's been with Meghan, it's like, like, okay, this is who we are, this is what we want you to know. Done the interview with Oprah, done the documentary where we've allowed you to come into our world and you're seeing everything. He done the James Corden thing, and to be fair, I can't lie to you. Like, I feel Harry as a person. Like, I'm not gonna lie, seems
like a calm guy.
Yeah, he seems like a guy that we could have on the pod, bro.
Yeah, normal brother,
normal guy, but he's just a bit posh. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so reading
Henry Hill, fam.
Yeah,
I know you're a guy as well, my guy.
But if he's actually like doing this book because he wants more people to like understand him, understand his perspective, understand why he's done certain things, because I think there was an extract from the book of where he had a conversation with his brother and like they got into a little bit because he wasn't onto Meghan and he actually got back. Like, he didn't have to tell anyone that his brother banged him and he like lost that altercation, but he's free in the realness. Like, he didn't have to say that he done drugs, all of this stuff, but he's been real. There's a side of it that I respect, but then I can also see the other side of people saying like, and I'm never gonna praise what man does because he's a pagan, Piers Morgan, he's also always on them. Like, if you don't want to be in this space, you're almost giving those people like fuel to just have your name in their mouth. But I guess they don't mind if it's the narrative that they want to share.
Agreed. Genuinely, bro, I think that when it comes to fame, to some degree, I'm not saying it is this, I'm saying it could be this. When you're so used to being in the limelight, you chase it a little bit when it's not there so much anymore. It might be that as well. Because a lot of the stuff that was surrounding their fandom and their fame was negative. Yeah, like a lot of it was negative. Maybe he's just trying to change the narrative a little bit away from them leaving the royal family. Maybe he just wants it to be about whatever he wants it to be about. Yeah. And I feel like some of the stuff that he says is the sort of stuff that you'd read in an autobiography or a biography from someone who's just another normal celebrity. Like, how many times have you read like a Roy Keane book where he says madness about how he was gonna bang Van der Sar in the face or he was gonna do this or do that? It's like, you don't need to say that, but it's your life. You say whatever you want to say, innit? Yeah. If you did mushrooms when you were 17 at Eton, then you did that. It is what it is. If you didn't like being able to watch Meghan Markle do the mad thing with Mike Ross, then you can say that in the book. That's calm. It's whatever, bro. Say your truth. But I just won't ever read it, and I won't ever watch the doc because I don't really care that much. I never cared that much about the royal family. I just don't really care.
Yeah, I don't really care, but I do like him as an individual.
He's cool.
It's one of those ones where if it's on, I would want to like. I've tried to watch the episode, but I, like you said, I just don't care enough. But I'm interested to hear his story.
No, it is interesting, especially like. You're shackled, surely you're shackled a lot. When you're part of the real family, there's certain things you won't be able to say, certain things you can't disclose. So of course there's going to be things in there where you're like, rah, like that happened. But I think what it boils down to for me is, do I care that much to go and spend hours in my day watching the doc? Probably not. Yeah. Not that it's probably a great doc and it's probably interesting if you're interested. Yeah. I'm just not interested.
I feel you.
But I think he's cool though. Yeah. That's the thing. I've always thought he has. I've always thought he was, but I just... You know, he's like the normal one out of them lot. That's how it always kind of was, innit? Until we done the Nazi stuff, which was a bit weird. And then, you know, there's things that have been weird, innit? They're not normal people. Yeah. The royal family are not normal people. Don't expect them to be.
There was one thing that I saw. This is aside from the royal family, but just in England in general. Obviously, we've seen that the nurses are now striking. There's just strikes everywhere, every day. And that,
paramedics as well.
Yeah, and now Rishi's saying that they can lose their jobs or get fined or something can get fined by this. And it's so interesting because it's like, that is so counterproductive.
Well, it goes against everything that is supposed to be a democracy, right? And it's supposed to be non-tyrannical. Because if you're going to be a country like Russia, for example, where if you step out of line, you're gone, right? Doesn't matter. you could be the one below Putin. If you step out of line with Putin, you're gone. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, it's strange to me that we make such a big deal about being British, right? And what it is to be British and all of that. And now you're basically saying to nurses and people in positions where they actually have to do a lot in their job, get paid very little. Now they can't make a protest about how much they're earning.
Bro, and they're not earning a lot at all, bro. If you
bro.
speak to nurses, junior doctors, like, bro, they're going through a lot. Like, on a day-to-day, if we're talking about stress levels at work,
You need to get a nurse on here.
Yeah.
And, like, talk about the ins and outs. Because I feel like a lot of people don't actually know.
Yeah.
And don't take in. Because something that we've even said to each other, I said to you, lot, like, I can't lie. If nurses go on strike, it's actually mad, problematic. Like, it is. Because if you go somewhere, you got a problem, your mum's got a problem, dad's got a problem, someone's got a problem. You need nurses, bro. You need them. You need doctors, bro. You need them. You can't go on strike, but you have to be able to go on strike.
Yeah.
It's part of your right as a citizen in this country. You have to be able to go on strike.
And they wouldn't do it if they weren't desperate. And that's another thing.
That's the thing, bro.
If for a prime minister, and this is what I don't like. I've not really heard of man. There's two things about Rishi, yeah, that I don't really mind. Like, one, I've not really heard too much about him, so I like that. In a sense, because with Boris there was just too much going on, but at the same time the silence is almost worrying me as well, because when I do hear him talk, I think I saw something he put like 5 things that he wants to achieve this year, and I heard some of it, like cutting inflation by half of it and all of that, and I just didn't believe him. Like, he just seems like he's just someone that's in the role. Like, Boris Johnson, he was a hated individual. Yeah. Rishi is not like hated to that extent.
No, he is.
But he is. But
I think he needs more time to get to the Boris Johnson levels. Because Boris Johnson did a lot of things, innit?
But before he was even in power, though, that's the thing. And I think like Rishi, because Boris was so bad, he's got that grace period of like, let's see if he's gonna be as bad.
Rishi.
As Boris. But with those 5 things, he's now said, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do that. All right, cool. You're now seeing nurses and paramedics and all of these people, train drivers, strap, because these are people that we need, like essential workers, yeah, bro. We need them on a day-to-day. Yeah, they're key, bro. Instead of trying to actually help them or even like just see what the real issue is, like show some form of like empathy towards their problems, yeah. You're just saying, if you don't go back to work, you're gonna get fired. If they get fired now, which a lot of them might actually say as a collective, you know what, let's just quit. Then we're pissed.
Everyone's done, bro.
Because I'm not gonna be a nurse.
Nah,
I've seen what it's like in the hospitals. It's not good.
It's long. You know, like there's certain times you go A&E.
You're there for 8 hours.
8 hours, bro. And you feel like the most normal person in the room. Yeah. You got a man who's lying there with his arm hanging off.
No cap.
You've got like one mute in his corner. He's screaming.
It's never funny.
Nothing's happening. He's just screaming.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a long day at work.
Yeah.
It's a long day at work. And then you're just going to say, no, you can't say nothing about it. Don't complain about your job. That's mad. I can't. This country's fucked at times, bro.
Yeah.
It's fucked. And people like Rishi, he's an undercover, like not even undercover, bro. What he said on camera was so brazy.
What did he say?
When he look, it looked as if he clearly knew he was being filmed as well. Where he said, I'm just gonna like, I'm like not talking verbatim here, but it was something along the lines of, I'm gonna make sure that I take all the money out the poor areas and the deprived areas and put it into the rich areas.
Yeah.
Are you joking?
Yeah.
You're sounding like an evil villain from a fucking show.
Yeah.
But it's real life.
But it's sadder that people actually support him because of that.
Crazy.
Like, there's actually like a
crazy
upper echelon of people that are like, you know what? He's right. Like, just to save their bread. But I don't even care. I don't want to go into too much politics because that's so long. Did you see that? What's his name? Who? Lowski.
Yeah, man.
That he's got found guilty for that
Firearm
charge.
charge and ammunition, yeah.
And it was like,
I didn't like that in terms of like the reaction.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, I really don't. I don't know. We say it all the time here, but I look at people in real life differently now because I'm actually questioning the type of personality they are online. And I don't know if that's a weird thing to do.
No, I don't think it is. If you're willing to say certain things online, that means some of your thought processes that you wouldn't say in real life.
But it's not just people that I know of. It's people that I just see.
Yeah.
Like I just question, like, what type of personality are you online? Because a lot of people are very strange and weird, like, and just say things that, and it's just like to be a part of, or to just go viral, or to have that tweet, or to just be a part of a conversation. It's like, I have nothing. I saw the headline, and I know him as an artist, obviously, saw what it was, and it's just like, oh, it's a shame because it's just something that it's a cycle that he's found himself in, yeah. And it's like, oh, he's found him he's going back type of thing, and it's just like, oh, this is sad. But then you're now having conversations around the gun and all of this stuff, and it's just like, bro, like, that is just not even important, or it's not important, it's not funny. Like,
nah, but people always seem to like find some level of entertainment by taking the piss out of somebody's downfall, which I find just very weird in of itself. Like, I don't think I've ever looked at a story on Shadeborough and thought, oh, this is hilarious, especially when it comes to something like that. Like, there was a youth that got killed in Jamaica, R.I.P. I don't know him, but he got killed over there, and they're saying it's a contract killing. Did you see this?
Yeah.
That happened in the UK, and it took place in Jamaica or whatever. Cool. And then you've got people again in the comment section talking about, oh, well, he must have been a wrong one anyway. You don't even know him. You don't even know him. Don't even know him.
No, but to even have the heart or mind to say something, I'm actually like, you're a very strange person.
You're a weirdo.
I even look at people that comment on those things or those type of stories like very differently, bro.
100%.
Like, I've unfollowed quite a few people that I've seen in those comments and that.
I hear it.
Because it's like, it's a bit strange. Like, you're an individual that just loves these type of headlines. Like, you like toxicity, fam.
Too much.
Like, and
too much. It made me look at certain people differently when I realized they had notifications on for Shadeborough posts. Do you get what I'm saying?
There's no way people do that.
100%. There's certain people who are in the Shadeborough comments 16 seconds into it being posted.
Yeah.
Every post. The only way you can do that is if you have a notification on your phone that tells you when Shadeborough has posted something. Do you get what I'm saying? That's the only way. You have to get unfollowed for that.
Yeah, you have to still, because you're in a group of people that you're in a group of people that is a bit mad. Like, yeah, man, and that's why it's interesting, because you see with like all these podcasts and stuff, you can tell when people love that stuff.
100%, bro.
Like,
what?
They love that type of conversation, but that's another thing. Anyway, did you see that video of those girls in America? And they were asked to name 3 different countries outside of America.
No.
They were on that podcast that Academics is always on.
I ain't seen it.
Oh, mate. I'll send it to you.
Is it going to make me lose brain cells, though?
Not lose brain cells, but question, like, education that people be getting. It was mad, bro. Like, they're saying, name 3 countries. Like, Asia. Africa. Ghana. I was just like, oh gosh. We actually have to thank God for the education that we've got here still. I saw something that he wants to make people study maths until they're 18.
Who?
Rishi. I think I saw something like that. Do you think that would be a good thing?
I don't know whether it will be a good thing. It depends, I guess, what sort of field you want to go into later on in life.
I hated maths.
Like, me personally, I like, there's nothing today in my day-to-day life since I was 16 years old that I use from maths.
I hated maths.
And that's not to say that it's useful for some people. I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
But me personally, doing stuff in the media industry, why do I need Pythagoras theorem?
Yeah.
I personally don't need that. I personally don't need to know what an isosceles triangle is. I don't care. Do you get what I'm saying? But I don't think school necessarily always is for education. I think it's for
the experience,
conditioning as
well.
Yeah.
You need to understand how to be with people and understand different type of people.
You're going.
No, go on.
I was going to say my youths will be getting schooled outside of school on stuff that is actually important.
Like how though?
Stuff like credit, stuff like mortgages, stuff like businesses, how to open it, how do you, like, stuff that is actually going to impact your life when you leave school.
Yeah.
The stuff that you learn in school, like, I don't care about fucking rocks in geography. Like, you know when you like they were talking to you about like fucking sedimentation or whatever it's called. I don't care. I actually don't care, bro.
I remember that now.
Like, I don't care. Like, why do I need to know this stuff? I actually don't know.
That's
like,
crazy.
will I ever need to know this stuff? Unless I want to be like a paleontologist.
Yeah.
Or an archaeologist. I don't care,
what the
bro.
hell is a paleontologist?
I don't know. It just sounds good. It's like, isn't a paleontologist like somebody who studies the dinosaurs and stuff? They got to dig up and do bare stuff. Like, you got to know what different rocks are and them things.
Fair enough.
Probably not. Probably horrible explanation of what that is.
Fair enough.
Yeah, like certain things I just never understood why I needed to know that. That's kind of, I tuned out in like year 8, bro.
Yeah, no,
I tuned out in like year 8.
I swear that's when you dropped out. I swear that's when you dropped out though, bro.
Do you know what? I could have actually dropped out in year 8 and I still would be where I am right now.
That is so funny. I was going to ask you though, what is your like, in people, whether you know them or you don't know them, what's your biggest pet peeve?
Biggest pet peeve? Ooh. In people that I do or don't know.
You can do one or the other.
People that I do know, I think, ooh, that's tough, you know. That's very difficult. There's a few things I don't like. I think being wrong and strong is a real problem for me. If you know that you've done something wrong and you're being stubborn about it, problematic.
Yeah, problematic.
Very problematic. I don't like stuff like that. That's more like people that I actually deal with that are my dogs or day-to-day stuff. Like, you won't understand, you won't get that from somebody you don't chat to. So pet peeve in people that I don't know, rudeness. Just don't like people who are rude for no reason.
And also just not having like common courtesy.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah,
like, you know what annoys me the most? Like, well, not even the most, but what, now that you've said that, like, you know when like you open the door for someone. Yeah.
You was there the other day.
Yeah.
Upstairs. It was even here.
It was here. And I'm sure we were talking about it before then as well. But it's like I've opened the door for you. You've looked at me long enough to know that I've opened the door for you. And it's not that I'm walking in front of you. I've opened the door
so
for
you can walk through, bro.
Yeah. And you just walk through.
Mad.
Don't disrespect me.
Yeah.
Because then I take that personally.
But it's personal.
Yeah, it is personal. Because that means you looked at me and that means you didn't respect me.
Exactly
as a person.
Which I would understand if it's you, but if it's me, I don't
Shut
get
up,
it.
man. Because
Like,
it happened to you.
it did happen.
And you said, thank you.
Yeah, I said, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
And then she said, oh, I'm sorry.
You didn't say you're welcome like that. You said you're welcome.
Yeah. I think she was a bit like, whoa. But no, fuck her, bro. What do you think you are walking through a door without saying thank you to me? Are you mad?
It's rude still.
Come like I'm a servant to you or something. That rudeness is a massive pet peeve of mine. Especially, and this is going to sound mad, but with some women, I think they think it's endearing. It's not. Rudeness is not endearing. It's not cute. It's not cute.
It's not
like you
cute,
think that being
fam.
Rude is cute. It's not.
No, because
you know girls like that, don't you?
Yeah, because they've been watching too many movies, bro. Mean Girls, Love and Hip Hop, all of these things, bro.
You love this Love and Hip Hop.
No,
angle,
I'm telling
this narrative
you,
is
bro.
not true, bro.
No, I am telling you, it's not even a joke. All of these people that I've seen it.
No,
like,
I get it.
They say that is my inspiration, or people that I want to be like, fam. Rudeness is not cute ever.
Never,
like,
bro.
Be a nice person in general, because it's just better to be a nice person, fam.
It's as simple as that, man.
Like, if you're like, bro, you're in shop now, and you've let someone in front of you, and they just not said anything, I will go back in front of you.
But even separately to that, even if I haven't let you in front of me, and you think you can push in front of me,
problem.
like there's a few times here where, like, I've been out, and sometimes when people are drunk, they haven't clocked what they've done anyway. So I've kind of given them a belie. But I'm like, yo, bro, I was here first. And it's like, oh, sorry, my bad, cool. Like, but then there's been other times where, there's one time in particular I can remember here, where somebody's pushed in front of me, innit? But I've been facing the other way. My brethren is, yo, that person's just gone ahead. So I've tapped them like, yo, bro, like, we was here first kind of thing. You just pushed in front. He was like, nah, I didn't. But you see, those situations can really go left if you don't have a cool head.
Yeah.
Because I saw you.
Yeah.
Don't disrespect me.
Yeah, don't disrespect me still.
I saw you.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Because it could go a different direction.
But that's what and that type of thing makes my head hot quicker.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even the gradual, like, if you're in a work environment or something, it's those like situations where you're not supposed to be rude here.
Yeah,
you're supposed to just be a normal, nice individual. Or not even if you've had a bad day, like, don't put that on me, because then I'll just start getting pissed off, bro.
Yeah,
and I don't need that.
I'm not supposed to have to tolerate other people. Like, in the workplace, I shouldn't have to tolerate either.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have to be with them on the day to day.
So
you're
don't
gonna
want
be
to
more amicable with it.
Exactly.
But I don't need to be amicable here.
Yeah.
So don't make me go there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I hate shit like that, bro.
One of my biggest pet peeves, is people that hold you to an idea or standard or an image of you that they knew of you in the past. So it's like, we had a great relationship when we were 18, 19, 20, 21, even let's say 17, 25 even.
That's all like 13 years ago for you.
I knew he was going to say
that's
that.
mad.
But we had a good relationship them times. You knew me then. Yeah. Please.
Not the
Please
same person.
know that I'm not that same person.
Yeah.
That is all, like, that is one of the biggest things for me, because I'm not saying that man's just some next holy or the completely different person. Of course, we have character traits that are similar. Like, I would like to say that I'm still a people's person. I would like to say I'm still, like, hold certain morals, but you don't know me anymore. You don't know me anymore, and I don't know you anymore. It's
Facts.
Even to the same extent of, like, if someone was to say, if someone was to ask me about a girl that I knew like 10 years ago, and they're like, do you know anything about her? I'm not gonna tell you something that was happened 10 years ago.
It's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant.
Yeah.
It's actually irrelevant.
Facts.
And people don't deep that, like, no, I still want to know why.
Depends though.
No, to a certain extent,
There's
though.
certain CRB things that,
To
if it's happened,
to a certain extent, though.
to a certain extent,
Because you can't actually hold people to that. You can't tell people. If someone tried to come up to you and said, like, let's say you had a situation with one brother, like, where you just acted out of character, or not even acted out of character, it was your character, but you're completely different now. And then someone came to you and said that, you know what, my man told me that you done this back then. You'd be like, why the hell did he tell you that? Like, that's not even me. Or if someone came to you and approached you in a way because they thought that you was that guy, don't do that. Because I'm not that guy anymore, bro.
No, I hear what you're saying. I do hear what you're saying. I do feel like, though, there are certain things that will live with you if you do them. I'm not going to go into bare details with what that is. But even me, myself.
Give me one.
Okay, for example, right? It's interesting to me that as like, she likes to refer to herself as a person of colour, Meghan Markle. If my potential spouse had ever dressed up as a Nazi, it would be a no-go. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm sorry, I don't care how much healing or how much you've done since then till now to educate yourself. You were ignorant enough then at a good age.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, it can't happen.
No, but that's not fair to a certain extent.
But that's just me. That's just me.
I hear you.
That's just me, bro.
But
don't
that's
ever
not
put a Nazi swastika on your arm as a flipping fancy dress outfit.
Yeah,
it's not okay, bro.
But that's poor choices. It doesn't determine
but
who
your choices
you are
have
as
consequences.
They do, but when does that run out?
No, I hear the when does it run out thing. I do hear that, and that's a fair question, because for some people that can be in a year, for some people that can be in 10 years. Time is a healer, but sometimes there's not enough time in a human lifespan for you to get over what it is that somebody might have done. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, but I hear you, but it's a tough one, man.
I'm all for healing. Like I said to you, if like, this is just who I am as a person. Let's say we was to get a racist to come on the show. I would like to hear the way their mind works and understand why they felt that way once upon a time. But me and them can't be brethren again. I can't be your brethren if you was once a racist. I'm sorry, I just can't. I'll be thinking too much about
not be your friend, but we can be amicable.
But I can't
that's
be your
it.
brethren.
Like, but that's what I mean. Like, I've had certain people where I've said, you know what, you've done this in the past, but I can see that you've changed, like, and I'll accept that change. But I will still have that, like, it's like I've got something in my mind that's saying, you know what, that could happen again, or like, and it like you said, it takes time. But I'm not the type to hold people to certain things.
And I completely understand that. It's the same as, like, let's say, for example, trust was broken in a relationship, and that person who the trust was broken against says, do you know what, we'll give it another shot anyway. See how we get on. that person is always gonna have like slight what's the word I'm looking for? Like slightly different thought processes towards the relationship now because of what happened, even though you're not that same person.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, I know this is a silly cliche analogy, but trust or like respect as well is a little bit like a mirror. As soon as it's broken, you can put it back together and you'll still be able to see a reflection. You can still use it, but it's never going to be the same again. Do you get what I'm saying? It's still going to have cracks in it, even though you can still use it. So it's tough. I don't ever expect people to fully get over anything if it's really impacted them. If it's really impacted you, that's cool. It's impacted you. It is what it is.
Yeah. No, I hear you. That's a good analogy, to be fair. That is a good analogy. But yeah, that is my biggest pet peeve, bro. If I'm who I am now and I was different 10 years ago and you come to me and you know me those years ago, like and that's another thing. If you actually hold me to that person, that means we're not cool enough. Because that means you don't know me anymore. Like, you don't know me anymore. And that's okay. We can get to know each other again. But if you say something or do something to me and it's to do with that person, not saying that it's drastic or I was like a devil or something like that, but bro, don't do that. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. But yeah, let us know in the comments what your biggest pet peeve is. Because I don't know why that came to mind. I think that was something I was thinking about on the way, because there's a scenario that I'll tell you about after that is starting to irritate me. But
we'll talk about that.
But yeah, no, another episode of On the Rocks, the first episode of the year.
Come on, 2023.
We will be active. No, we'll be serious this year. New things in store, new guests, everything, man. We're gonna be serious. And if we're not, message us and hold us accountable, because I tried to hold this guy accountable and he's unruly, as you can imagine. So, you know, I might need you guys' help.
I can't be bothered to go back and forth with you right now. We run out of time.
It's
anyway,
all right. But appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Subscribe. Bye.